Balaji talks about like how if you combine the current state of the innovation in this area, so you have like Oculus Quest, which is like the VR headset. Yeah, then you have like Snapchat spectacles. Then you have like Google glasses. Then you have like Apple AR kit. Then you have Microsoft HoloLens, yeah, and so you have like this kind of companies like competing with each other in this space. But imagine how the AR glasses would differ from the VR.
Hello, welcome back to Mtambo's Desk, a weekly podcast covering deep conversations on technology, philosophy, complex science, and cryptocurrency. My name is Mtambo, and the following is a conversation with Jakub Simek, a co-founder of Wezesha DAO and an author of Wisdom Enterprising. In today's episode, I will be talking with Jakub Simek about his article on AR glasses as the next convergence device under the daily Balajism series. And now, dear friends, here is Jakub Simek. Well, let's talk about AR or augmented reality. Well, how will AR glasses compare to VR headsets in terms of usage and adoption?
Yeah, hi Duke, hi. So this is another like article that I wrote in this like daily Balajism series. So it's like Balaji Srinivasan talks about AR glasses as like the next predictable convergence device, you know. So like mobile phones became the convergence device yeah, in the last decade, because smartphones combine like many gadgets, many devices, like from I don't know, alarm clocks to video recorders, like from the 90s, you know. Like you can play video, you can have set up an alarm, you can actually pay with your mobile phone. So it's like kind of yeah, instead of your debit card, you can, I don't know, use M-Pesa instead of your bank, you know. So it like kind of everything kind of converged on a mobile phone. So it became a convergence device. But the mobile phone has still an issue, which is like you are looking down all the time, and sometimes actually you want your hands free and you want to look up or look like straight. So it like it has some kind of down. Some disadvantages, the mobile phone still currently. And so, okay, AR glasses, Balaji talks about like how if you combine the current state of the innovation in this area, so you have like Oculus Quest, which is like the VR headset, yeah, then you have like Snapchat spectacles, then you have like Google glasses, then you have like Apple AR kit, then you have Microsoft HoloLens, yeah, and so you have like this kind of companies like competing with each other in this space. But imagine how the AR glasses would differ from the VR headset. So VR headset is like great because many people experience like amazing, I don't know, like wow effect or wow kind of moment when they move around and they like see this new reality, this virtual reality, and they walk and it's like it's great. But then like I don't know, they don't use it on a daily basis. Like they might not use it for months or a year after that or something, you know. But like AR glasses would be something like they would look like they would have like a form of normal glasses, like so like these, you know. But you could like record a video, you could like project something like the Google Glass kind of thing. Like you would have some overlay of like some kind of signs or kind of text that you look at someone. Let's say, for example, imagine these like you are looking at someone and you can see like what they are tweeting, you know, like so something like that. Or Balaji talks about like this like glowing sigil. So you would like, let's say it would like bring secret societies back, or like secret places as well, because you could have like a building where there is no sign or something, but with the AR glasses you could see the sign, let's say because you are like holding some kind of NFT or some kind of like an NFT, and it kind of unlocks these like visual kind of, you are part of some kind of, let's say, startup society or something, and now you could see like other people who are part of this like startup society or this network union or this kind of club. So yeah, like it's like to bringing these concepts of like blockchains, NFTs, VR, AR, AR glasses, VR headsets, Snapchat spectacles, but like uniting them into some kind of like more user-friendly form. So something like iPhone moment. We are still waiting for the iPhone moment to hit this space and to get like some kind of iPhone moment in the AR glasses space. Yeah.
What are the potential implications of AR glasses for building stronger communities and supporting the rise of startup societies and networks?
So like first, like for example, Google glasses are used even today in the enterprise kind of setting. So like either when you are training new employees who are working on a like some kind of in a factory, so like it makes the training faster, because you have like both your hands could be free, and you had some instructions, and you see like I don't know, you are picking up this tool and it says this is good, or you should use it like this, you know, so it kind of gives you instructions. So even today, like like these Google glasses or something are working in this environment, but like in the context of enterprise use cases, and learning and TVET, so like vocational education, this kind of thing. So but it could make us even more mobile than the mobile phone made us mobile, as Balaji says, you know. So you would have both your hands free. You could actually recognize members of your startup society, or some kind of like, I don't know, clubs or secret societies, or whatever you want to just imagine, just like by actually looking at them. And something like the app for, or what was it, the game for like Pokemon Go or something. So you know, you just like you see Pokemons somewhere, and where other people without the app or the game don't see them. So this is kind of the same thing. So I don't know, probably it would make dating also more interesting. It would kind of give you like some, or driving, I guess, operating various machinery, but also like communication. As I said, I mean, just the example that you can see like what are people tweeting, you know, in some kind of crowd, or at some party, or and but for the startup society kind of thing, I don't know, you could have like your logo on the building, where only with it can be only seen with the AR glasses. You could have various use cases for NFTs, I guess, in this way, and you could kind of like unlock the spaces with again with blockchain, and with some smart locks or something. But like with AR glasses, you could see like where are those places, you know. You could see like who are your members or your people. Kind of. So it's like I don't know, there are like tons of other use cases like this, but these are like some that also Balaji mentions, and also I kind of just remembered now.
Okay, you also talked about mobile phones. So how have mobile phones had both direct and indirect consequences on various industries and social movements?
Yeah, right. So Balaji talks about like how internet truly began only after iPhone kind of thing, and very kind of not really began. Like Balaji says that internet probably began truly only after COVID or like in 2020 or something, because like meaning like there was like a flippening. That's like the crypto term, you know, like you people talk about flippening, like will the Ethereum flip Bitcoin, or I don't know, will Shiba Inu flip Dogecoin, or I don't know, you know, it's just a joke. But the flippening, you know, or with the crypto version, flip the fiat version of something, you know. And so like this is like something like the internet started only in 2020. Balaji talks about it, but it's like a quote from someone else. But it means like the internet became the primary kind of, or the digitally native versions will soon become more dominant, but like the digital kind of became dominant over physical. Okay, just to make the distinction, not the digitally native, because it's like quite a high bar. It's like Bitcoin is digitally native because it doesn't have an equivalent in the physical world. It's like the digital gold, but it has like many different properties than the gold doesn't have. But like the digital, like imagine you have a newspaper where it was like the physical version was the primary, like you have the New York Times and you buy it regularly, like every morning or something. And then you have the digital version is like very just a fraction of the physical version. Only a few articles were put online in the 90s, you know, it was just like kind of, yeah, it was just, it wasn't that important, you know, but like soon, I don't know, 10 years ago or something, it kind of flipped, and the digital version of newspapers became primary, and people just like most people just I don't know, read their news online. They don't buy physical news. And maybe you should, as Balaji says, as a side note, you should go after the news you can use, not just reading like some traditional media, but like news that kind of make you, let's say, I don't know, a better person, a better programmer, or a healthier person or something, not just a clickbait. So maybe the first thing in the morning, it's like a very important time, because maybe it's not a good time to spend reading what happened on the other side of the world, but it's something where you should maybe look at some dashboards of your like personal relationships, finances, and like how to improve and optimize various dimensions of your life. That's just like a side note. But okay, you have the newspaper, the physical version was primary in the 90s and early 2000s, and now it flipped, and the digital version is the primary. And you can think about like this example, digital versus physical, and the flippening, where the digital becomes primary also in a like a broad society. So like let's say the remote work kind of was really important, even primary, at least for the time of COVID and during the lockdowns, and many other things. Like you can now, it's okay to organize like some Zoom conferences, and they can be actually much cheaper and faster to organize, and more ecological, because well, I don't know, the ecological footprint is much smaller if you do something digitally. So so this was like the internet flippening, or the internet becoming primary in the 2020 after COVID. But with mobile phones, actually, this kind of internet economy kind of became relevant, even like before iPhone, or before Google. Like, I mean, you know, like Google was the first company that actually made some money on the internet, and people before Google were kind of skeptical, like, what is this? You know, even they were skeptical about Amazon for a very, very long time. Yeah, they're usually not trusting this like new technology, so it took a really long time. And currently, I don't know, it's now with the mobile phone, it was very important, like the smartphone, this iPhone moment, you know, before we had the Blackberries and stuff, it was great. But after smartphone, Yeah, I mean, you could get all these kind of companies like Uber. Yeah, sorry, we got lost a bit. I don't know if you saw. Okay, so you had all these like these new startups and economy like Airbnb, Uber. You got various games. I don't know. I mean, of course, there is this big story of M-Pesa even pre smartphones, where you still are more than 15 years now ahead of us, like in mobile payments. And the mobile phones, yeah, even they enabled electric vehicles, for example, because the progress in batteries in the mobile phones then allowed for the progress in electric vehicles. So there is like a lot of direct and indirect consequences of mobile phones, and similar things will also happen in the AR space. The AR glasses, sorry, yeah. Space.
Yeah, maybe I can also give an example on the flippening point. We also here in Kenya during COVID-19 period in 2020, the government also urged the citizens to use to pay in digital way than using cash. So this is like flippening of cash now into digital way. So they also removed, say, for example, transactions fees, whereby instead in the past when we transact, we send money to bank, say bank account, we had a transaction fee. And when you send money from bank to your M-Pesa wallet, you also had some transaction fee. So the government waived the transaction fee during that time so that people can do more of digital payment than hard cash payments, you know. So that is kind of also flipping in terms of during that time of Corona, like from cash to digital, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good example. It's also because let's say it was healthier, you know, like not to spread the risk of not to increase the risk of the virus because of the physical contact. And also early in the pandemic, the cash was like, you know, we didn't know like how the virus is transmitting. Is it like on surfaces or through air or, you know, coughing? Yeah, and so yeah. I mean, that's a good example. Yeah. So
to add, maybe it has also like really impacted the way we handle things right now. So people more right now they're preferring paying more on digital in a digital way than cash. Of course, yes, M-Pesa brought a disruption in terms of how we make payments. So we moved to digital, but it was not like 100% of the population was like make payments digitally. But during this time, it's like the government like rose the number of, or the percentage of now the digital payment way. Like maybe, for example, it was during before COVID, it was like 60% of payment were made through M-Pesa. But now when the government urged the citizen to pay like using M-Pesa, so and waive the transaction fee, the number went up to say 90%. People were using like M-Pesa, and even right now they are planning to remove to bring back the transaction fee, whereby like when you send money to bank and when you send money to your from bank to your wallet, the fee that we used to be, and the court ruled out no, we should not go back that way. So it's a case still. So it has really now get into people's life, and people want to stay more digital, because now when they bring now the aspect of the transaction fee, people will now also try to move back to cash because they try to escape the transaction fee when making the payments. Yeah. So
yeah, it's a good example. Yeah, it would be nice actually. You need to like check like compare like the mobile payments in Kenya still like let's say with the US or the EU average or something, and I think it will be still it's much higher in Kenya actually. It's very interesting. For all these years, you know, we didn't catch up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, as we come to an end of this episode, what role might Elon Musk play in the development and mainstream adoption of AR glasses?
Yeah, I don't know, but like let's say, imagine if that would be quite a nice, interesting move because if he okay, he has this company Neuralink, which will take a long time, I guess, to get approved and to be operational for like people like without some like serious illnesses. You know, first like only like it will be used to treat some illnesses like hmm, or like make people like who have some problems with like mobility, like I don't know, to walk again and stuff like that. So, but like yeah, I think in my opinion he could like get into the game of AR glasses and probably like make them, I don't know, for driving, something like for Twitter or something, because like you know, you see that Apple is like being a gatekeeper. They have like this 30% transaction fee, or I mean the 30% like fee on their app store, and you know, they can cut out Twitter or something, or some companies that are misbehaving, or that the old establishment doesn't like for some reason at some point of time. But so he could come up with his own mobile phone, which might be actually quite difficult. But he's like, if somebody can is the person to do it, and he could do it. But he could also like kind of, I don't know, just like invest in this space, because like just like this is like my personal idea, just like total brainstorming, because you know, tweets are kind of short, you know, so it's like, okay, maybe Twitter threads are not short, but like just like a tweet, you could see, for example, like someone just like with the AR glasses, and you could see like what they are tweeting, you know, because tweets are like not like one page Facebook statuses or something, so it's kind of like short, and you could see it like on just like walking down the street, and you see what people are tweeting if they have this kind of thing enabled, and yeah, it can kind of help. Maybe it's like in a movie or something, you know. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it would be an interesting area for, I don't know, for him to invest for some reason. Yeah, it definitely would be great with Twitter, you know.
Jakub Simek, thank you once again for your time at Mtambo's Desk podcast.
Thank you, Duke. It was a pleasure.
Well, that brings us to the end of this episode. If you enjoyed listening to Mtambo's Desk podcast, please subscribe, give this episode a thumbs up, and be sure to come back next week for another episode. Until then, this is Duke Mtambo, and don't forget to do good always.